Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Risa Filiang and I'm from English Education Study Program in Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. So in this beautiful occasion, I would like to present about my thesis, that is the effectiveness of JIGSAW 2 technique to improve students' reading comprehension at the vocational high school in Kebumen. So I would like to bring this title to my thesis, and for the next is chapter 1, introduction. Here there is a reading skill occupy an important position in the context of coaching and developing English. Through good and correct reading activities, students will take the essence of the reading they read. So in addition to these problems, there are still many problems that arise in the reading learning in the school. The data from the Analytical and Capacity Development Partnership, or ACDP, in 2016 states that Indonesia, one of 12 countries with a significantly low score below international standard, referring to progress in international reading literacy study, or PEARLS. So for the reading learning in the school aims to foster and improve reading skills and train students to master aspects of reading skill. Furthermore, reading comprehension requires the teacher's knowledge and skill. One technique that can help the students understanding in the reading comprehension is the jigsaw technique. So I'm here to bring the jigsaw technique is a modification from the jigsaw technique. So for the next slide, I would like to expand about the identification and the limitation of the problem. So for the identification, the first point is the jigsaw technique has never been becomes a learning method in the reading comprehension in this school. And then for the second point is the jigsaw technique needs to be tested to find out it can be improve students' reading comprehension learning in the 10th grade students of this school. And then for the third is the jigsaw technique needs to be tested to find out how it can improve students' motivation in the reading comprehension learning the 10th grade students of this school. So for the limitation, differences in the reading comprehension skills between students who get learning using jigsaw technique and with students who get learning without using the jigsaw technique. Here they use jigsaw technique to improve the reading comprehension of the 10th grade students of one of the vocational high school in the Kebumen. So for the formulation of the problem, here there is two uh, formulation of the problem. The first is there any significant difference in the ability to read the comprehension between students who learn using jigsaw technique and the students who did not learn using jigsaw technique? And then for the second one is the jigsaw technique effectively used in the reading comprehension at the 10th grade students of this school? So I'm doing the research to answer the question arise. And then for the objective of the study here, I have two objectives. The first is to find out the significant difference in the ability in reading comprehension between students who learn using jigsaw technique and students who did not learn without using jigsaw technique. And then for the second one is to find out the effectiveness jigsaw technique used in the reading comprehension at the 10th grade students of this school. So for the last is in the chapter 1 is significance of the study. Here I will put two points. The first is for the teacher. For the teacher, offer new insight to the teach reading skill by using jigsaw technique, and the English teacher may use the result of the study as input to determine which approach is appropriate for the students' reading comprehension learning, and then provide with knowledge of how jigsaw technique can be employed in order to promote successful and enjoyable learning. And then here for the students, It gives information and new method for the students in the learning reading skill by using JIGSAW technique. And then it provides knowledge and information that can be learned by Yogyakarta State University students and can be applied as a new method or new technique to teach English in the school. And then it gives a reference to the reader. So we jump up to the chapter 2. Here the chapter 2 is the theoretical framework. The first is definition of reading. So based on the Catherine et al. In the 2016 page 7, if reading is a process of connecting the known with the new, then a socio-cultural perspective requires that we consider existing assumptions about the types of knowledge a reader possesses or of a knowledge a reader possesses. So a reading is a rapid, which means that the reader should maintain flow of information at a sufficient rate to make connection and inferences vital to comprehensioning. And then based on Bojovic in 2014, page 1, reading comprehension is the process of getting meaning from and bringing meaning to a text. And then there is according Grape and Stoller in 2002, page 14. In Hoirunisa, Neneng and Suhedi Didi, reading comprehension is an ability to understand the information in a text. So a process of engaging brain and eyes in making connection is text comprehension. It means the brain processes the information from what the eyes see. And then JIGSAW 2 type means that cooperative learning models provide opportunities and motivation for each group member to have attention and mastery of all issues that are responsibility of the group. This opportunity was clearly given through type JIGSAW 2 step that began and ended with the discussion of all issues by all group members, so that all members had attention to all the tasks that were the group's responsibility based on Adimasana and Nusmawan in 2016, page 174. So here, next to the explanation, for the relevant research studies here, I found two. The first is the research that is relevant to this research is the research from Arif Rianto in 2016 entitled Penerapan Model Pembelajaran Kooperatif JIGSAW 2 untuk meningkatkan aktivitas belajar siswa kelas 10 TKJ SMK Nasional Berbah tahun ajaran 2015-2016. And then from Megasari Nurul Inayati in 2011 entitled The Effectiveness of Jigsaw Technique in Improving Students' Reading Comprehension at the A grade of SMP Islam Parung in academic year 2010-2011. So here conceptual framework, reading as a language skill must be taught with effective and attractive technique and procedure. And JIGSAW 2 techniques includes cooperative learning technique make it easy for the students to retrieve information from their own friends. The use of JIGSAW 2 technique will be carried out at a vocational high school in KEBUMEN, and the selection of the school as the place for testing we have the aims that are intended to create a new learning atmosphere. So the learning process become a variation method in the learning English before the teacher only using the lecturer and assignment method. So here there is an HO. Point A is there is no significant differences in the teaching reading comprehension between students who learn in teaching comprehension using the JIGSAW technique and those who did not. And then for B, reading comprehension learning that use JIGSAW 2 technique is not effective between reading comprehension learning without using JIGSAW 2 technique in the 10th grade of the school. So for H alternative or alternative hypothesis, here there is a significant difference in reading comprehension between students who have learned in the teaching reading comprehension using the JIGSAW 2 technique and those who did not. And for the B is reading comprehension learning, that is JIGSAW 2 technique is effective between the reading comprehension learning without using the JIGSAW 2 technique in the 10th grade of the school. So we jump up to the chapter 3, that is a method here. And for the research design, this research will conduct by quantitative method, and this method is called the quantitative method because the research data is in the form of numbers and analysis using statistics. So, and then for the research test setting is a place to conduct research to obtain the data derived from the respondent. So here for the research setting is a place to conduct the research to obtain data derived from the respondent. And then this research will be conducted in the vocational high school in the KEBUMEN. The subject of the research is the population in the study were the 10th grade students in the academic year 2023 and 2024. The population are the 15 classes of the 10th grades in that school. And then for the samples, in the study were classes that were randomly selected from the population. So for the time of the research here, the research was carried out during the hours of English class so that students experience the usual learning atmosphere. So for the plan, the research will be conducted in September to October. So for the data collecting technique here, I would like to give my best with the through a test, and the test use a reading comprehension ability test. And then for the instrument of the research, the test is used as a tool for collecting learning outcomes data in the form of multiple choice questions. And then data analysis technique with Whitney means that data analysis technique will be used to determine whether there were significant differences in the teaching reading comprehension skill or not. And then test requirement analysis, I would like to use a spread normality test and variant homogeneity test. So for the last one is the validity and reliability of the data. So for the validity that we'll use in the study is the content validity and construct validity. The content validity test aims to find out the relevance of research instrument with the subject matter. And then for the instrument can be said to be reliable if it shows consistent result from the time to time. And the instrument reliability test in the study will use an internal consistency. So there is all my explanation, and I hope you enjoy about my video, and I hope this video will be give more positive value to all of you. And see you. Bye bye. Thank you.